driving It's Coffee with Will today, and I just wanted to share with you a really short thought I had about something related to the masculine and the feminine, and how it's very important to me to remember this. And what I was thinking is that, I've been on this spiritual path doing the Wim Hof breathing. And by the way, if you're watching, I'm watching the road, not looking at the camera. We have shows coming up. March 21st, April 3rd and 4th, and April 18th is our Western Swing Picnic, and I'd love to see you. All the tickets are at stringsinthewoods.com. Please share this if this has meant something to you. So on this spiritual path of becoming every day, pushing myself into the discomfort zone and seeing what's on the other side of that. In our culture, it's very common and very present to be somebody that pushes through, that does things, that makes things happen. Like when you want something to shift, you do things. Well, there's also the opposite of that, and that is what I call the grit of doing nothing. That is in the zone of meditation. That is being willing to have the grit to sit quietly for hours and do nothing and be presented with a blank canvas of space, and to learn how to be okay with that. In our culture, we spend so much time achieving, creating things, making things, that we all often forget that there's the other side of the coin, the feminine, which is the receptive, being in reception, or being in a receptive mode. And I'm just putting on this live video to remind myself and inspire others that it's not always about doing. Matter of fact, 50% of the time we should be learning how to receive, not just do. And Jon Kabat-Zinn talks about this a lot. The zone of non-doing. So I'm hoping everybody remembers that there is a grit, and there is a power, and there is a skill or a muscle of non-doing. Can you sit in non-doingness for a while and be nothing, and be nobody, and be no name, and no time? Can you sit in that nothingness and build that muscle? So I was just thinking, as I'm driving, I'm doing the Wim Hof method, which is a very let's do this, let's get out, let's push myself beyond my limits, let's face these demons, let's face these fears. Well, that's a very masculine way of approaching it, and in a way it can have a lot of impatience attached to it. And a lot of the game is learning how to let go of the impatience and let things happen in the time that they were meant to happen. And we don't, and to be present with the uncertainty of that. In other words, relax into the uncertainty that we don't know how things are going to unfold. And when we really can fully do that, when we can fully relax into the uncertainty, that is the time when magic happens. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't push. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do our exercise and push into our discomfort zones. But this may be another kind of discomfort zone that we need to kind of push into, which is the zone of non-doing, the zone of just relaxing into nothingness. So I wanted to share that with you. And I would love if you would share your thoughts below to how that looks for you in your life. Would you share your thoughts below with me? It would mean so much to me that we are all on this journey together. What does non-doingness look like to you? Maybe you haven't even considered that. In our culture in America, we're taught to move, to push, to make things happen. We're very familiar with that. But what about the zone of simplicity, the zone of minimalism, where we're taught to, what is the least amount that I can live with to be a happy human being, to be a giving human attached to others and making other humans helping other human beings. That's where I feel like I want to go today. So, for me, it's like, how much can I let go of to free up space and time to be there for others? Can I sit in that uncertainty? Anyway, just a thought to share with you today, and I hope many of you are considering coming out to that uncertainty and that beauty of nature for Strings in the Woods. Stringsinthewoods.com for tickets. Here I am pushing and selling. I'd love to meet you and have more of this conversation together. Use this technology to cultivate real life experiences where we get to talk together in small groups, 10 people or fewer, stringsinthewoods.com. Let me know below what you think, and thank you for being a part of our community wherever you are. I appreciate